Hi, I'm Will Miles. I'm a stand-up comedian and writer, especially on the show Southside on HBO Max. It'll come out in November, season 2. And I'm here to talk about the hustle culture and why it's wrong in White Men Can't Jump. It's great writing. Ron Shelton, he's known for doing these sports movies. He actually directed this one. Right away, we're set in this Venice beach court where, Woody Harrelson is the kooky white boy. I guess it was very unheard of that white boys played basketball. It starts there, and then they're playing each other. He looks at him. He's like, you can't be good. There's no way you're good. You look like Woody Harrelson.
Why not? Because I'm white. Because he's white. Because he is white. Look at him, man. What you want?
And then he ends up being good. And, Wesley Snipes is there. He misses a shot, I believe, on purpose. They don't say it, but I believe he misses this first shot on purpose. And then he's like, I just got an idea. I'm going to use this white dude to hustle all the courts and all the games in all of Venice and the west side of LA. He's a hustle NBA Twitter phenom, Josiah Johnson's dad.
I'm going to my car. Get my other gun. Shoot everybody's ass.
He's mad about it. They hustle a lot of people from the Cosby Show, ironically. I know we're not supposed to talk about the Cosby Show, but it's a lot of Cosby Show people in this movie. And including Kadeem. I mean, Kadeem got to start there.
You better not lose my money this way, boy. He a visitor. We the home team, baby. This here is a black thing, okay?
But yeah, so they hustle a lot. Then they get in this tournament where they beat Dwayne Martin and his friend. Dwayne Martin was actually a good basketball player. And then and then what happens is the movie starts, basically. So we've got about 45 minutes to an hour of movie already done. And then that's when we finally get to the part where Wesley says white men can't jump.
Billy, listen to me.
What?
White men can't jump.
So then this idiot Woody Harrelson makes a $2,500 bet saying that he can dunk when he knows he can't. I don't know why you would bet $2,500 that you can dunk when you haven't even dunked. And so that's the movie. It's him trying to get that $2,500 back. His girl ends up breaking up with him. He obviously gets her back playing guitar because he's white. And then then Wesley Snipes is like, yo, somebody broke in my crib. I live in the jungle, which is not great, especially back then. This is pre-training day jungle.
Vista View. Flyers view in the jungle.
So then they have to do this other tournament with King the Duck, who's like these legendary sort of and one basketball players before and one existed. And that's the movie, is basically this idiot white dude keeps making these horrible decisions, even though he's got Rosie Perez being like, all you got to do is not mess up the bag. And he's like, no, I won't mess up the bag. And then he instantly messes up every bag he's ever been afforded and then loses her. So it's like, yeah, her dream is just to be on Jeopardy. Just, if you got a wife who wants to be on Jeopardy, are you kidding? That would be crazy. That would be so great.
Jeopardy is gonna call Billy. It is my destiny that I triumph magnificently on that show.
So I don't know why you just don't sit back and like be like, all right, go on Jeopardy. Let's live off this, Ken whatever money. It's Mayim Bialik money. So the hustle culture in White Men Can't Jump relies on a lot of different things. It relies on the fact that you need every basketball player in LA in every court to believe that this white dude can't play. So that's a big part of it.
No, you have to give me a brother.
No. You got him. The goofy looking guy. Me?
He walks down the stairs. He's walking so far. I mean, that one was a setup by Wesley Snipes, but still, it relies on those black dudes on the court to be like, man, I'm gonna give you the white boy, and I bet you still, we picked the white boy, and so you're about to lose. And it's like, well, first of all, since that movie, we got Tyler Herro, we got Jason Williams, we got like all these different white boys who are obviously very good. Back then, I mean, Larry Bird was around before this. I don't know why they were acting crazy. So we didn't have a lot of playground whites, let's call them. But but this movie maybe introduced the world to playground whites.
I tried to warn you. You call that defense? Are you going to give us a game? Are we going to get a little competition? Because if not, hey, I want to get a sweat.
So that's why it was so shocking. And that's the basis of the hustle culture. There's so much of the hustle culture was reliant on these certain aspects that had to play out exactly the way they played out, which makes me not believe it. And it wasn't a lot of money. It was like $60 they'd come home with. One night he came home with $60 to Rosie Perez, and she was like, oh, thank God you got $60. I was like, damn, y'all are really, really, that's broke.
$62 minus $5.16 for hummus tabbouleh, garden burger, all that stuff you love.
So the money in White Men Can't Jump is a little quick, especially for guys who are very clearly in their 30s and not professionally playing. So it is one of those things where it's like when the movie starts, he's got $60 he brings home to Rosie Perez. Then it escalates to, I believe, $250 in the next game.
Man, here we go.
$250, man. Come on.
No. See, I said 500. You know, count motherfucker.
Hey, 250. Take it or leave it, baby.
Then it's $1,700 in the game after that, and then the one that they win together is $5,000. They each get $2,500 out of that. So it's like, all right, that's pretty quick. I mean, comedy wise, it takes about 10 years to make a livable wage. So it's a little hard to watch because you're like, I guess now, I don't know, because I started a little earlier, I guess, than a lot of the younger cats. But younger cats, I can't imagine, and you can tell how old I am that I'm calling them cats. But I've seen younger dudes be like, I haven't made this much yet. And I'm like, that's crazy you would even think to make that much. I had to have a side job for 8 years. I've been doing it about 13, 14 years now. And I had to have a side job for 7 or 8 years of that. So, I mean, it is just one of those things where I don't think the money comes as quick. I would never get to the King and Duck game that quick. Some people do, and they deserve it. I've seen comedians rise that fast, and it's like, yeah, obviously that person is very good. But let me tell you, I'm closer to the characters in this movie. And so I don't think Woody Harrelson was there yet. So I don't see him rising as fast as all these other people, I don't believe Wesley Snipes can dunk that easily. They must have shortened the rim, or they must have gotten a body double, or they just do the Tom Cruise angle where you go from the bottom and you shoot up so it looks like the person's taller. And that's no shade to Tom Cruise. But I do think that they were fabricating some of those games, and also the passing was ridiculous.
I look good when I behind the back pass when it's unnecessary.
Motherfucker, you wouldn't know what a behind the back pass was. You could have a hard enough time passing gas, motherfucker.
There's no way you need to do 3 spins around the back just to give somebody a dish to a layup. I don't see it happening. So it's some of the gameplay. This is pre-N1. We got to keep that in mind. But post-Rucker, but not everybody knew about the Rucker. So this was sort of putting Rucker Park League basketball in a movie for the first time, but setting it in Venice for some reason. Well, I think Woody had an awkward jump shot. I heard he really plays, I believe. Wesley is a dancer. So I don't know how much he plays basketball, but it was a movie. I feel like if Twitter was around, they'd have clowned the basketball back then.
Takeline is brought to you by StatHero. Tired of getting absolutely drilled in daily fantasy by the various daily fantasy sports experts that are stomping on your face game in and game out? Don't play experts, play the house with StatHero. Here is how it works. StatHero shows you their lineups and dares you to beat them. It's you versus the house in a head-to-head fantasy matchup. You name your stakes and winner takes all. You have the advantage. StatHero is showing you the lineups ahead of time. That's right. They're giving you the playbook. No one else does that. You are in total control. StatHero is DFS the way it was meant to be. One-on-one. Play StatHero now. Change the odds. Go to stathero.com/takeline. Sign up for free right now, and you can get 100%, 100% bonus match on your first deposit using promo code TAKELINE. 100%. They're matching your first deposit. What do you have to lose? Literally nothing. Go to stathero.com/takeline and enter promo code TAKELINE for 100% first deposit match.
So the Jeopardy was interesting in the movie because I set this up so it comes back later and people are like, oh, I do like foods with the letter Q. Is obviously that.
And I did famous women and foods that start with the letter Q. You couldn't possibly imagine how many foods are out there that actually start with the letter Q.
It came up for no apparent reason in the first 10 minutes of the movie. And you're just like, all right, yeah, she studied foods with the letter Q. And then it goes 3 more times as mentioned before Jeopardy's even an option, including the last scene before Jeopardy where they're still together. And she's like, if I get on Jeopardy, I know foods with the letter Q. There's going to be 7. I know 7 foods with the letter Q. And so it happens to be the category that she goes super hard in.
Let's go with the foods that start with the letter Q, please.
She was roller skating like she was about to go on a long run, though. So maybe she did 3 days. We're back with Gloria. She's got 3 days running. Is that what Alex Trebek said on the 3rd day? Or was it like we got a new champion? Because that motherfucker only knew foods with the letter Q. So Gloria should have left him from the beginning of the movie. She should have never been with him. I do think that Wesley Snipes' character, Sidney, makes a great point when talking to Billy Hoyle, when he's like, you're either dangerous or you're stupid.
I mean, you're either stupid or you're dangerous, man. And you can't be stupid because stupid people know they can't push my buttons and piss me off. So you must be dangerous.
Because he is dangerous with how stupid he is with money, to the point where it's like, you must want this to happen. Like, you're setting it up so you fail so much that people start to wonder. There's like a fear of success thing going on maybe with him. So the final look was like, when she left, he was like, maybe I should reassess my life. Maybe I should work for Sidney picking out tiles or whatever the fuck he does at the taco stand, where he's like picking out tiles with some white dude who's probably not happy he's there. So if Denzel was going to play Wesley's character, Sidney, this is pre-training day Denzel. So at this point, he's only known for St. Elsewhere and Glory and like really good shit like that. He had done the terrible I Have a White Dad movie.
Isn't the son supposed to follow in his dad's footsteps?
I could see him playing it now, but back then, that Denzel, I could not see him playing this character because this Wesley Snipes embodies the shit-talking dude on the court very well, except for the basketball play, but every other part of it, he embodies that character so well just because I feel like he maybe grew up around them. And maybe Denzel goes to basketball games all the time. He obviously grew up around that too.
It's the will of the man. It ain't the skill of the man. Don't be afraid of nobody. Take it. Go strong, baby. Like nobody's better than you.
The roles that people pass up are always interesting because, Will Smith would have been Django, would have been a way different movie. Just shit like that all the time happens. And you're like, I wouldn't have wanted to see that. That's one of those butterfly effect things where if White Men Can't Jump won an Oscar, then the butterfly effect is like, weed's not legal today or something. I give White Men Can't Jump a thumbs up because of nostalgia and because of just what it meant to me at the time. I do own the Billy Hoyle shoes as well. Nike released those. I have a pair, but it's one of those things that people around my age have to preface everything we recommend with like, look, back then, you got to understand, back then there weren't a lot of white playground players or playground whites. So it was new. Hustling was big, but it's a good movie and it does follow a great story. Jeopardy was big. It hadn't been in a movie really yet. So there's a lot of stuff going on where it was like, this was all new at the time. So it was cool at the time. If you want to watch a little piece of my history, watch this movie because it's good. He also did Blue Chips, which Blue Chips was great. Ron Shelton wrote Blue Chips, and that paired Shaq with Penny Hardaway for the first time. So if you're going to watch these two movies, watch them because without Blue Chips, there would be no Orlando Magic of the 90s. Because that was, Shaq said in an interview, I had never met Penny Hardaway and didn't know who he was at all. And I didn't talk to him until we started shooting the movie Blue Chips. And then I was like, oh, this guy would be a great teammate. And then they were teammates after that. It's crazy.